We have
I don't know
a
who
quorum
it is, but I don't know who's
present,
going.
so I would entertain a motion to open.
So moved. Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Now we'll do a roll call of the voting members. We have, why don't we start with you?
Jerry Jameo here, Josephine Antico.
Teresa Macheras here.
Dana Jesperson.
John Ferrara.
Chuck Bill.
Janine Cunningham.
Excellent. We have, of course, our honored director here, and no one else in the audience at the present moment. So, the first thing I'd like to do is review the March 18th meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve is read.
Second.
Bowen.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. So, started on this side for our roll call. We're gonna do next have you attended anything and what did you think, or have you been able to get anyone else to attend anything? So, Jerry?
Janine.
Janine, sorry. Started with Jerry last time.
I sat in on the constituents time. It was
Constituent
very
services,
interesting. Yeah. That was interesting. I just was curious what it was and how it worked and who the person was. So they worked for Senator Tarr, this particular
Yep.
woman, and it was rather interesting, I'll say that. But I liked the idea that somebody can come in and sit and talk to them, and they'll take back their concerns and interests to, your
Back to
state.
their rep.
Yeah. So,
So we also have a representative from Representative Kasner's
Right.
office as well. So once a month, someone from each of those offices comes in.
Excellent.
yeah.
Sadly, I haven't done anything but work. I missed the luncheon sadly, because an emergency well job. I enjoyed it very much the year before. So, and, we do have that Chiefs
Breakfast with the Chiefs.
degree coming up, so
Yep.
we're going
Hope
to
to
mention
get
that.
Yeah, I've got to sign up for that.
All right.
I was with Jane, the same, I didn't sit through the entire meeting, but got a little partial of it and probably a bit distracted when I found out she was connected to governance through previous marriage. Lovely, interesting woman. Animated. She's a good spokesman for Bruce Tarr.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously I was at Peter Hall for the function, and that was just splendid, out of this world. And I've pretty much dropped in, not daily, but a few days a week, just to see what's going on in my travels north and south. I always turn into Kentway and stop in and steal coffee.
Well,
It's not being stolen.
Yeah.
I also tried to stop in and steal coffee, and was there during the tax day. It seemed like there was very busy, a lot of people making good use of that, and a few other events. I don't attend many events, but wish that I had more time so that I could.
I attended the blood pressure clinic. I do go to Marchon, and I missed a couple, but I made one this month. And I also attended the Friends meeting on last Wednesday. And
Excellent.
that's it.
Wonderful.
So I've been in kind of a recruitment campaign. I live in a complex of many senior citizens, so we have a central way of sending out email. So I sent out an email to all of them highlighting that they should all read the newsletter, make sure they read it, and then and they should come to me as a conduit if they have any questions about the Council on Aging, because I volunteer there. I also posted the schedule, the newsletter and the schedule of events on our clubhouse, highlighted it and told them, call me if you have any questions, I'll be happy to help you. And one of my neighbors, I was going to escort her to the traveling shed, but that was canceled. But I am getting good response from the people there, because they're asking me, what programs do you have pickleball is a big deal.
It's coming.
And I said, that'll be here in this, oh, you have that, that's in the spring. Many of the people with whom I live in the complex, they go away for the winter. So they don't know a lot of the things that are going on. So, you know, and they go on the site and look at what programs are being offered, so it's working out pretty well.
Excellent.
I went to I think, the Traveling Chef or whatever, no, I didn't. Game night, whatever. But I've been very busy, and I did actually go to the seminar on the balance issue at Gordon College, which I had gone a few years before, and it really was excellent, which I ended up taking PT there on my own, and it was well worthwhile.
That's one of the things I've tried over and over again to get my folks to go and do, because I think it would be very, very good for them.
It's a wonderful thing, was my idea, and I simply was at my doctor's office, I said, what do you think about it? I think it's great. I've heard so many wonderful things, and insurance paid for the whole thing, for me.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you guys, and yeah, the more we can drive the numbers, the better off for everybody in town, I think, so. Now, on to the director's report.
So last week, we did have our annual volunteer luncheon. I think it went really well.
Yeah.
Oh, I attended that.
They did.
I did too.
I forgot to mention that, I did show up.
Yes. It was very good. I don't know why we forgot it.
I know, it was excellent.
Yes.
But I think people had a good time. It was just a nice way to thank people for what they do. It's a small drop in the bucket to say thank you for everything that everybody does, but we want to make sure everyone knows that we appreciate all of our volunteers. Upcoming programs that we have, like Chuck mentioned, we have Breakfast with the Chiefs a week from tomorrow, so April 30th. That will be downstairs at 10 a.m. We are having police and fire, barring any emergency calls. But we did this last year, it was pretty successful, so we'll have a nice spread of breakfast and get a chance to chat with police and fire. Usually it's the chief and deputy chiefs who attend, so it's a nice time. Our next foot care clinic is on Wednesday, May 29th. Reservations are required for that. Again, it's $30 paid directly to Barbara, who is the registered nurse who does the foot care. Again, reservations are required, so call us at the Council on Aging if you want to sign up for that. That's been a pretty successful program. People really like that. It's not something you would do every month. Maybe once every 2 or 3 months is what Barbara will suggest, depending on when she sees you. She'll give you more of a better idea, but people really seem to enjoy that. Our next game night is on Tuesday, May 21st. Watercolor class with Bill Duke on Tuesday, May 14th. Exploring creativity in watercolor with Peggy Poppy. We're doing another 4-week session with her. The first one sold out, so to speak. This one is also full, but if people want to give us a call, there's a wait list. We can also talk about the next, hopefully she'll do it again. But it was a very popular program. Another popular program that is already full is Salty Shell Art. So this is a woman, she was featured in Newburyport Magazine. I believe she's a local realtor. Her name is Johanna Lynch, I believe is her last name. She will decoupage oyster shells.
Wow.
So it's really kind of a crafty, cool thing that you just, you go home with your,
Yeah.
but it's, might be like a little dish, depending on the size of the shell. The tops, I guess, you can make a magnet out of. Really
Wow.
kind of cool. But again, she was featured in Newburyport Magazine, and she told us she could take a max of 10 people. I think the first day the newsletter went out, we had 10 people who signed up for that. So we already have 9 people on a waiting list. We're going to see how this one goes, and if it goes well and she's interested, we would like to offer it again. Next Traveling Chef is Thursday, May 2nd. We are doing a basic CPR AED first aid class again this year with Curtis Walton, who is the EMS coordinator with the fire department. This is not a certification class. It's just more to get people familiar and comfortable with.
When is that?
It is on May 15th. So
What
Whether
time is
you're-
it? What time?
I believe it's, I'll have to double check, I think it's 10 o'clock.
I'm sorry?
I think it's 10 o'clock.
Okay,
I
thank
have
you.
to double check though. It's just to get people comfortable with that process. You know, hopefully you'll never need it, but if you do, at least you have some familiarity with it. Might be at a restaurant, it might be downstairs at the COA, it might- you know. But that's why we also go over the AED,
How to use it.
how to use it. You know, which is, it's very self-explanatory, but when you're panicked, you know, it's just kind of nice to have a little bit of background in your head. Our newsletter, the next newsletter will be sent to the printer in mid-May. This next newsletter is going to be a larger newsletter. I requested to increase the amount of pages that we have for content. So it gives us a little bit of more room to put more detail. I feel like sometimes we have to just give a short little, hey, this program on this date, and you don't really know much about it. So it'll give us a little bit more expansion. Kathy's working on several programs for the summer, so those will be in there. Again, our Shine Counselor is available year-round to talk options with people, so give us a call, we'll connect you with the Shine Counselor. Especially folks who are turning 65, it's good to talk to him well before you're turning. So don't call 2 weeks before you're turning 65, it's wise to reach out to him before that. Again, we're always in need of neat volunteers, so that's always a push that we do. It's a program that we're pretty dependent on, so.
And they can be high schoolers, right, as long as they have a license, or they have to be over 18?
I think they have to be 18, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I will not reach out to the high school.
Okay. Thank you, though. That's it.
All right, so the next agenda item is an update on the Friends meeting, and so you were there, Joyce?
I was there, and the Friends of the COA meeting was attended on Wednesday, April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. And this was the last meeting for the board members. Kate Bernashke. Kate actually sent in her letter of retirement for the board, and she is done as of April 17th. And she had been on this board for 11 years. And I believe most of the time she was the, they don't say chairman, they call it the president. And then Deborah Kennedy also gave her resignation, and she's stepping down on May 1st. Because of being the treasurer, there's a lot to take care of on her end with the new treasurer. And Deb had been on the board for 13 years. And they were given acknowledgement and appreciation for their long-term devotion and their good record keeping. The vice president, Jeanette Isabella, ran the meeting that morning, and she used the agenda prepared by Kate. The full board was in attendance. Is it all right to read their names, Cindy?
So not.
Yeah. Laura Schott, Chris, excuse my pronunciation here.
Zernick.
Krennick, thank you. Helen Carrigan, Lucy Perez, Tina Kennedy, Jim Carrigan, and there were 2 new members voted in that particular morning. And it was Karen Leapin, and Susan, I don't have her last name. And then they had an election of 2 interim offices, and those interim offices were Jim Carrigan as treasurer, and the other one was Susan, whose last name I don't have.
I have it
She
written down.
was, pardon?
I have it written down downstairs.
She was elected as the secretary. Now, their terms, and the vice president was, as I said, Jeanette. She had been elected as vice president on March 20th, 24 meeting. And they will serve through June 30th, and the election of officers will be held on June 12th, and that'll be for the year 24 and 25. There was a fundraising committee in place. Plans were made for data and document transfer, and the name and signature changes on all the financial accounts at the banks. So the smooth transition plans are in place, and the next board meeting with the new group is on Wednesday, May 15th at 8:30 a.m. So it's basically, they have a lot of enthusiasm, this new board, and I really think we're going to hear a lot of good plans to help the Council on Aging with funding. So that's my report.
Excellent. Do you have anything you want to add? I assume you will also.
I was at the meeting. They are engaged and excited, and I think the best part of all of these new members is they're people who attend the events, so they know who we are, what we do. They're not just someone from afar, you know.
And a lot of them have experience on other boards.
Yes, that's true.
It's not their, first
It's not their
rodeo.
first go around, right?
Yeah.
So we're excited. Should be
Yes.
good.
Excellent. The next agenda item is new business. So does anyone have any new business issues or things they would like to bring up at this particular juncture in time? All right. Then we will establish the next meeting date as Monday, 5/20/24. If I could get a motion.
So moved.
Okay, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Wow.